Jimmy in New York, welcome to the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
I think you're right about Obama. All around the world, you look, the Marxists, the socialists are winning. They're collapsing countries. It's a world movement. And if you look at this woman he's nominating to be on the Supreme Court, she is a Marxist, in my opinion. I read her thesis she wrote in 1981. It's on socialism in New York City. She talks about the split.
We know that Kagan is unqualified at any speed. We understand that they gave her makeup, lipstick, and pearls to make her look like a woman. We know all of that. But, Jimmy, what do you think about him firing a genuine gung-ho general? What do you think this is really about?
I think you're right. The gay thing, but also he doesn't want anybody to maybe show him up, and he interpreted that story as showing him up. And he. But
Jimmy, you're a man who's well-read. Have you ever heard of a president who bases policy decisions during wartime on an article that appears in a drug-oriented magazine?
No, I never heard of it. But
I am the only one in the media who keeps saying this over and over again. This decision, which is monumental, it hasn't occurred in 50 years, by the way, something along this line, was based upon an article that appeared in a magazine that caters to a drug-reading audience. What does that tell you about the man's lack of judgment? Obama, I mean.
The man doesn't want any criticism. He's not used to it. So, but just think how good.
That's right. He became president through affirmative action and the threat of lawsuits. Nobody's ever been able to criticize him directly. He doesn't like the public workplace where he actually can be criticized. He hates it.
I think he was helped all through his college and university years. There was something called race norming where minorities get an automatic 10.
We know all about it, right? I know exactly how it works. Sure, but they won't release any of the records. But let's put that aside. You talked about communism, socialism, way beyond the average listener. But the fact is that George Soros, one of the world's wealthiest men, is promoting Marxism around the world. Try to explain in a minute or less why a powerful rich man would want Marxism to enact itself around the world. Why?
Well, that would consolidate his power and wealth. See, they want us to be the peasants, and they want to keep their wealth. They don't want any competition.
A guy like Soros wants no voting power, wants no override of the people. He wants the elite, so-called, the money managers, to run the world and do as they wish with the peons, the people. And so, therefore, he'd like to suppress freedom of speech. He's come after me through Media Matters. He's put me on a banned list in England by engineering that, in my opinion. And this man has only just begun with his puppet, Obama. Would you agree with that statement?
Yes, I think you're right. And if he gives amnesty to the illegals, that will solidify the socialist revolution. The Soviets talked about the peaceful transition to world socialism through...
All right, we have to cut it off here, Jimmy. You're 100% right. And this man is the most... just say the most of everything we've ever seen in the White House. The most of virtually everything negative, that is. I'll be back momentarily right here on the Savage Nation to dissect the characterless president in High Times at White House High.
Savage.